Because whether you're a fan of Marvel Legends, Star Wars The Black Series, Star Wars Vintage Collection, Transformers, Ghostbusters, or G.I. Joe, I think what makes the Hasbro fan community so special is that we get together on days like today, in rooms like this, to share an exceptional experience of exciting, brand new action figure reveals. London, are you excited? Okay, I know we Brits are known for our measured temperament, but we have some very great guests from our global brand marketing team, all the way from the United States. So, when I bring them out here, are you gonna give them a warm London welcome? Yeah? Lots of applause, let's hear it, let's hear it, let's hear it. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Brandon. I'm an associate brand manager on our UK marketing team. And of course, I'm not alone. So without further ado, let's bring out our global brand marketing team, starting with Ryan, our global brand manager for Marvel Legends. We also have Ben from our Transformers global brand marketing team. And then we have Jing from our Star Wars global brand marketing team. Guys, welcome to London. How you doing? Yeah, good to see you. How are you enjoying your London experience so far? Hello?
Oh, it works!
There we go, there we go.
Hey, now it works. Good, it's fun. It's always great to be back here.
Yeah, so I think this is your second year, BMAC?
This is my second year in a row. Had different friends last year for both Marvel and Star Wars. We had Patrick and Dan, but it's always fun to change things up, but you guys are stuck with me for Transformers because I'm kind of the only face at the moment, so.
There you go.
Back by popular demand.
Back. Popular demand.
Yeah.
And Ryan, your first time in 5 years, I think.
Yeah, I came here in 2017 and 2018, and I'm very glad to be back. Hello, everybody.
And Jing, your first time?
My first time.
Let's hear it for
ever.
Jing for her first time in London.
Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm really excited to be here, and it's been amazing to explore. So, yeah,
It's great to have you guys here. First things first, if you haven't already, please come and check out our Hasbro Pulse booth. It's just to the right-hand side here. Our booth number is S1200. If you go out into the main corridor and you find, I think, section 5, N5, that's where we are. You have all the latest and greatest product there, from Marvel Legends to Transformers, Star Wars, and of course our new Ghostbusters HasLab too. So I think without further ado, we'll dive right in.
Sure.
Handing over to you.
All right, so you guys, so I'm Ryan again. I'm on the marketing team for Marvel Legends, and superheroes are all about origin stories. So we're gonna take a quick 2 minutes to tell Brandon and our origin story. So as I mentioned, right, I was here in 2017 for the first time with Patrick from the Star Wars global brand team, and we had a panel here as well, and I think we had some trivia questions, some giveaways, and there was a enthusiastic, energetic young man in the audience, and I spoke with him after the panel, and he was a big toy collector and a big Marvel fan, and it was Brandon. Spoiler alert.
There I was, front row, front and center, waiting to get anything and everything out of Ryan and Patrick about the latest news on Marvel and Star Wars. And it's really crazy to think that 6 years later, here we are, sat side by side, about to show you guys some of the latest and greatest new reveals.
Yeah, so I'm very happy for Brandon and working with him and the rest of the Hasbro UK team and the Pulse team on the awesome booth, and just seeing how much we've grown since 2017. And yeah, so that's our origin story for you quickly here. So let's jump into our panel here. I clicked the wrong way. We'll go forwards. Okay, so a quick update, right? We had our Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest celebration this year, capped with our HasLab campaign. So Giant Man launched back in September, and it was a very adventurous campaign, and it was a close call, but we well surpassed the 10,000 backers needed to completely fund the campaign. You will be getting Giant Man if you backed him next year in 2024. Any Giant Man fans in the audience?
Let's hear it for Giant Man.
thank you guys for the support. I've already spoken with several fans who've come up and talked about the campaign, so I want to thank those UK fans and anyone globally who might be watching some version of this panel. This is our first public comments since the campaign ended, so we're so thankful and so appreciative to the fans. Giant Man will be coming to join your classic Avengers displays next year, and not only did we fund above the 10,000 minimum backers needed, but we passed the 12,000 backer mark to unlock the zombie alternate faceplate and antenna to go with your What If Marvel Zombie Legends. So that'll be coming next year.
And I think shout out to Matt Cohen. Follow him on Instagram at Shooting the Galaxy. He does some amazing work for our diorama sets here. I think he sets them up in Rhode Island, right?
That's right. I think we'll be sharing some more behind the scenes photos from this shoot, but all of the marketing diorama shots that you've seen in this campaign were done in Rhode Island on 6 or 8 folding tables, all laid out completely. We built a whole city block to show Giant Man and all the figures, and that was a lot of fun because at the end of the day, it's about playing with our figures, displaying photography, and Giant Man is going to take that to the next level in 2024.
And I love all the details that Matt gets here. Like if you see in the bottom right-hand corner, you've got AIM soldier there just hiding, carrying a raid from Giant Man. So the way he brings those toys to life and tells a story within the photos is truly spectacular.
Yeah, we had so much fun setting up these shots, and we hope you will as well. And thanks to everyone's support. It's happening for sure.
Yes,
we're
back.
Kind of nervous for a while, but you know, Jing and BMAC and I, we've all worked on multiple HasLabs, and some of them are a little less stressful than others, but we love all the projects, and it's, you know, the best thing ever, right? When we know that they're going to be coming out.
The clicking refresh when you're getting close is like the most annoying thing. Like, it wasn't working on your HasLab, and my wife's like, "You're addicted." I'm like, "You don't understand until you like mark it and fund a HasLab. You don't understand, like, okay, we hit it. Now I can relax and things are good."
That's right.
Yeah, the countdown the last couple of hours, it always is insane, but it was great to watch.
All right, so that is the Giant Man update. Come check him out in the booth, by the way. The team has him here.
Yeah, so Giant Man is very happy that he funded, so you'll find him in a very relaxed pose. It was truly incredible when we got hands-on with him during setup on Thursday. The joints are so fluid. He can really get all of the dynamic poses that you can think of. So yeah, go and check him out, booth S1200.
All right, so yesterday we had the Hasbro Pulse Premium 1027 event, which would have aired, I think, evening London time. But I think all of us are going to quickly recap things that we showed at 1027. Most of, if not all of the 1027 reveals are on display in the booth, right in the front there. So for Marvel, we revealed 3 Spider-Man Legends figures yesterday. So first up here is our Last Stand Spider-Man. This is a character that I think a lot of fans got to see as a playable suit in the video game, but he has roots in the comics. You know, it is a alternate version of Peter Parker, a darker version, but it's always fun for the team to come up with new Spider-Man characters that have never been done. And so you see him here. He's got this awesome track jacket with a spider symbol on the bottom, or I should say on the back. He's completely pinless, and he's going to come on a modern style blister card you see here. This is what we've been doing for the 2023 Spider-Man Retro Wave, where for the more modern characters, the team has created a updated line look, and then the older comic characters from the 90s will still be on those Toy Biz inspired blister cards, such as Jack-O-Lantern. Here was a second reveal. You'll notice the Toy Biz inspired blister card, but this is an awesome figure, a different version of this character. The other version was back in 2016, a more modern Jack-O-Lantern on the broomstick. Do you have that figure, Brandon, in your collection?
I do, and it's a great figure for its time, but to see the updates that the team have brought to this one and the innovation with the butterfly joints that you see here, it just adds a much greater range of motion that I think a lot of fans are going to really love.
Yeah, you can see it on the right-hand side in the close-up shot. This is a new tooled figure, basically, with the butterfly joints, with that Green Goblin kind of scalloped detail on the actual joint itself. So this will be great for future Goblin-type characters. And in addition to a flaming Jack-O-Lantern head, you know, this character comes with a hovercraft and a pumpkin bomb that he can hold in his hand, and it also plugs into his belt there in the zoomed in version. So a really fun figure here.
And a great thing that Ryan and Dwight covered on the 1027 segment yesterday was that if you have any of our other the Star Wars Black Series speeder bikes, or if you have pre-ordered the new Green Goblin character that's coming out, we have those sort of flight stands that have ball joints at the top of them. So for Jack-O-Lantern here, you'd actually be able to fit him on top of that to create that flight pose and really get him in action.
Yeah, the point of that hovercraft comes off, and it can accept that port from that flight stand, which is also on the Hawkeye Sky Cycle and some of the other, I believe the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure came with it as well.
Yeah.
So then the third reveal, probably the most popular, if I had to bet, but this was our updated Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. This is a very popular character. We last came out with this character in 2018, I want to say, in another Marvel Superheroes retro carded wave, but that was built on the older Spider-Man body. This is on the Renew Your Vows, as we're calling it. I think some fans are calling it that scheme. So it's got toe articulation, it's got the ab crunch and diaphragm joint. It's our best Spider-Man body, and the trademark Ben Reilly hooded sweatshirt there is actually a complete secondary piece that does not impede any of the waist articulation. In that older figure, the bottom part of, or actually the entire sweatshirt was sculpted on.
Wow.
So kind of it cut up the articulation a little bit. But this has none of that. It's got 6 hands total. It's got thwips, wall crawling hands, fists as well, and we think it looks great.
Yeah, and I think shout out to Dan Yoon, right, for always pushing for those toe joints. I think it adds so much fun and play factors when you're posing Spider-Man on that Renew Your Vows body, because as we know, Spider-Man is the wall crawler, and so it's a lot of fun to see that articulation scheme used here for such a definitive Spider-Man character.
That's right. But that's not all for this wave. For London, we are going to reveal the second half of this wave. No one has seen these before. You guys are literally the first person. I didn't send assets out to anyone in advance, so we were extra careful of it. But first up, right, we had our awesome Chasm figure, which was in the Spider-Man Retro Wave earlier in 2023, and this was part of the Dark Web storyline. And we're going to, does anyone know? I mean, I bet Rich and crew here know another character in their villain or hero look debuted in this issue. So any guesses here? If you didn't know, here's a clue for you. We sit right now Saturday, October 28th in London, and on Tuesday, October 31st, it is Halloween. And I think we're all looking forward to Halloween.
Very excited for Halloween this year.
Jack-O-Lantern was kind of Halloween themed, but I think this character is even more appropriate, and it is going to be Hallows Eve, who made her debut. She got her powers basically in this issue. This character goes back quite a ways in the book. She has a long history with Ben Reilly. Very complicated. I was trying to read it in advance, so I'm not going to try to summarize it here, but here she is. And so this character, right, she got her powers from Madeline Pryor, and she's able to sort of conjure these masks that have different powers. And so this figure comes with 2 mask accessories for her to hold. They won't exactly plug on her face, but they're just fun to kind of hold. We've got a Dracula kind of themed one, and another red kind of themed one there. But this is a really fun figure. She's got her purple satchel, which is where she stores all those masks.
Absolutely.
And she has a removable orange scarf piece there, you see, which can come off if you wanted it to. And then she's got those 2 masks which she can hold in her hand. And this figure is on our newer female articulation scheme. So that means double pinless elbows, pinless knees. And that's kind of a theme for this wave that Brandon actually pointed out to me yesterday.
There is a lot of newness in this wave. Every figure is pinless. Every figure has extra hands or extra accessories, and they are double jointed as well. And Ryan, one thing I just noticed about Hallows Eve is that it's topical for Halloween, but actually I think the MCM logo is both this color scheme too, right? Orange and black?
Yeah, there's a lot of orange. We were shrouded in orange light earlier, so it was a very fitting timing and color palette reveal here for MCM.
Absolutely.
And it's great that I'm sure the team, Dwight and everyone think through this, but she is now in this wave with Ben Reilly, which seems very fitting as well.
Definitely.
She's going to be on that modern style retro, or I should say modern style blister card in this retro wave you see here, because I think this was 2000, like, you know, within the past couple of years this character came out. But this will be available for pre-order on Monday the 30th at 5 p.m. UK time, because we're doing the daylight savings time this weekend. We had to make sure we had this details, but yeah, so 5 p.m. London time, pre-order on Monday on the Hasbro Pulse and other fan channel and multi-channel retailers globally.
Absolutely. So just to reiterate that point again, usually we have that 5-hour time difference with the East Coast. Daylight savings has changed it to 4, so 5 p.m. UK time.
Just a note on the accessories here, there's 2 pairs of alternate hands because she has fists as well as C-grip hands to hold one or both of the masks, as well as a set of open hands there. All right, so we're on to the next reveal. I've got another comic image teed up. This was a character that we first saw in this issue of What If, Wolverine versus Spider-Man from a couple of years ago. I read this on the Marvel Unlimited app on the plane ride over. Does anyone know this character? Any guesses here? Rich looks puzzled. I'm not sure if he knows. Okay, so that means we got him. We stumped him.
Finally.
Stumped him. All right, so this character was that universe's version of Peter Parker. And so just to summarize that storyline, basically Peter Parker was already Spider-Man, and he was sort of trained by Wolverine as a SHIELD Black Ops operative.
Yep.
And so a little bit more morally ambiguous version of Peter Parker, and they go on missions and they work with Black Widow. And so this character we're calling here Spider Shot. It's an alternate version of Spider-Man. And the cool part about this figure is that he comes with 2 new hand accessories. So you'll see with the pointing, and there's actually a port in those pointing hands for 2 blast effects to plug in, because this Spider-Man not only uses webs, but he uses other type of attacks on his missions here. This is built on I believe it's the original super articulated, if you will, Spider-Man body. So it's got the shoulders, it's got the diaphragm and reverse ab crunch, it's got the drop down hips as well. And it comes with the 2 new hand accessories with the blast, as well as a complete set of thwips and fists.
I think one other thing to call out about this wave too is how many first-time characters we have. I think one of the greatest things about Marvel Legends is the breadth and depth of the characters that the team are able to dive into. And yeah, to see another Spider-Man like this that's never been done before is really, really cool.
And a note about this one, I think we modified the tooling here because those satchels, those 2 little pouches on the side of him are modified into that standard buck here.
Yeah.
But you still get all of that articulation you need to hit some of these more acrobatic style poses here.
Yeah, because I think you have the ab crunch, the diaphragm joint, plus the butterflies at the shoulders. So all the range of motion you could ever need on a Spider-Man is right here with Spider Shot.
So Spider Shot is the 3rd Spider-Man character in the wave after Last Stand Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider. And what we love in Marvel Legends for Spider-Man is villains. I think he has amongst the strongest rogues gallery that there is.
Yeah, from the Sinister Six to everybody else.
That's right. So this last reveal for the wave is probably my favorite. That's why I saved him for last here. He is the 6th and final reveal. And it is a character that is very popular, important to Spider-Man. He's clashed with Daredevil and many other Marvel characters over the years. So I'm talking Tombstone here. And the last Tombstone Marvel Legends figure we did was back in 2017.
Yeah.
It was part of the movie Spider-Man Homecoming wave. He was one of the comic characters in that wave. You see him on the left here, a more modern take of Tombstone. He still had the popped collar, but to me, that's not what I think of Tombstone from the trading cards and the comics from the 90s.
Yeah.
And so we have an all new classic inspired Spider-Man here in a full dapper looking suit with blue dress shirt and tie. And also, without further ado, here we have a all new imposing Tombstone. And these will all be on display in the booth after the panel, and you'll see how big he is. I was looking this up, and Tombstone Lonnie Lincoln is supposed to be 6'7", 6'8".
Wow.
So that's pretty tall.
Yeah.
and I was comparing him to one of the Spider-Man figures in this wave, and they only come up to kind of the bottom of his chin, so he's about a half a head taller than all of the Spider-Man characters, as he should be.
Yeah.
And we can get into some of the pieces here, but as you see, this is a brand new body. It kind of looks like the movie Wolverine suit, but it is new. It's bulkier. I think it's a little taller as well. And he comes with a couple accessories. So he has an alternate pair of hands, and there's actually 2 heads for this figure. So he has this is the grimacing expression, and I think he has a smirking expression on the left there, but interchangeable heads. And you'll see the team did a different approach where the neck is actually on a ball joint, and it's a seamless connection, so his head will still turn, but it doesn't pivot on the top of the neck. It pivots at the base of the neck. And he comes with a crowbar as well, because he is, you know, a New York City street level criminal.
Yeah.
And he is on the 90s Toy Biz inspired card. And as an homage to the Toy Biz cards, they all had these little accessory call-outs in different ways on the front. And something that I love doing with Ben, our packaging, Ben, Alan, and Sean, the packaging team, as well as Grace, who is our brand writer, is they allow me to offer suggestions up for the accessory call-out. And so I think this is one of my favorites we've ever done, because I like to get a little creative. And so this one, if you can't see it, it says "Hardened Criminal" is my favorite.
Which
one.
Sums up Tombstone pretty accurately.
That's right, because he's got the rock hard superpower, super skin. He's very durable. He's got, you know, kind of nigh invulnerability, and he is, you know, a criminal as well, a part of that underworld. So Hardened Criminal coming with the rest of this wave on Monday. So we've got Scarlet Spider, Jack-O-Lantern, and Last Stand Spider-Man pre-ordering now. Then we've got Hallows Eve, Spider Shot, and Tombstone pre-ordering on Monday. And that will wrap it up for the Marvel portion. Thank you guys for coming out. Come say hi. It's been great meeting you all, and we can talk Giant Man. We're gonna try to get Giant Man out of the case.
Yes, definitely.
A little bit, so and maybe we'll record that so some fans can see Giant Man in his 24-inch stature there. And with that, I'll throw it over to you and BMAC.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. One more thing just to call out is a shout out to Harry Moore, who designs these Spider-Man card backs. I think they look absolutely spectacular, and it's really cool to see that blend of both classic and modern cards.
Yeah, thank you. I did it in 1027 and I forgot here. So thank you to Harry. Harry does the Spider-Man VHS 2-packs that you've seen this year, and he does all of the Spider-Man retro cards where he has to recreate the illustrations for Jack-O-Lantern, Scarlet Spider, and Tombstone.
Amazing. Let's hear it from Marvel Legends. Thank you, Ryan. Handing over to BMAC.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of step in here. Emily unfortunately got hurt right before we were all heading over here on Sunday, so I'm kind of gonna be an honorary Joe member. You see this picture here of us at Comic-Con. We got to meet the legendary Larry Hama. He came and was signing issue 1s of the trade paperback of the first original 10 Marvel comics. We're super excited. Larry's also back working with Skybound now to continue A Real American Hero with 301. That's coming out in December, I believe, so that's gonna be great to continue that story as well. So, all right, let's talk about 1027 recap.
Yeah, let's recap it.
So, you all got to see this yesterday. Vamp and Clutch adding another vehicle to the classified line. It's on display with the Joes in the case already. This is super fun. Lenny gave me one about a week ago. Been playing with it at my desk instead of actually doing work that I'm supposed to do. It holds 2 Joes. It's super fun. He comes with a wrench. He has a shotgun, a pistol, 2 different helmets. You have to add Clutch. If you're a Joe fan, he's just one of those characters you have to get. The Vamp is super iconic. If you know anything about G.I. Joe, maybe there's another version of this that will come eventually.
Maybe.
For people that aren't Joe fans. But again, shout out to Matt for these photos as well. Actually, all of these photos are kind of on the same desert diorama. You can see him driving the vehicle. He's got a hand grip so he can control the steering wheel. There's an axe, a fire extinguisher, 2 LMGs with bullet-fed magazines that everybody can hold. It's got all the accessories, 3 light bars. This vehicle's awesome, $100. I mean, I'm gonna buy like 5. So.
Yeah, I think like one of the best things about Joe's is the amount of accessories that we're able to pack in, because it really just adds to that world building of the line, where you just have like G.I. Joes in real life, right, would have all of that gear with them. So to see that represented in the line is really, really
Yeah, it's super fun. Like the team working on the line, all of them together. Lenny, clearly a huge G.I. Joe fan, and has been excited to do this from the get-go. Tony working on Deco, Matt, and the rest of the team, like they're pushing the envelope of everything they can do with this line to make it as fun and let us all relive our childhood of having our real American hero figures in these superposable 6-inch versions, you know?
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
so reveals. Up first is the probably craziest character from the Deke series back in the day. As a metal fan, I love this guy. This is Metalhead. He comes with a ton of accessories, lots of blast effects, rockets, weapons. He just has it all. If you've ever watched that cartoon, you know that crazy, like, maniacal laugh. He's part of the Iron Grenadiers with Destro, and he's just kind of a really all-around insane character is probably the best way to put it. So you can see you can armor him to the teeth, or you can pare him back a little, take off his goggles, put on his shoulder cannon. He can be a little more straightforward. But when you see the pack, you'll just see literally how many accessories are. So this is one of those deluxe figures, a little more money, but comes with a lot of extra blast effects and accessories.
I think those blast effects really take it to a whole new level, because it's one thing to have the blasters themselves and the other weaponry that the Joes come with, but that extra added effect, especially for toy photography, it just really makes the colors of the photo pop.
Yeah, and like the team has done a great job too of making sure that from the get-go they can make the effects interchangeable, like taking learnings from Black Series and Legends before they started it to make sure that you can use them across the line. So like Bazooka, you can take his rocket launcher effect and put it somewhere else if you really want to. These you'll be able to add with your Valkyries or your Iron Grenadiers and just build out more of those really awesome scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so another kind of not new reveal. They had digitally revealed this. Lenny had also put it in the case and shown it off at San Diego, but this is your chance. You'll be able to pre-order these on Tuesday, on Halloween. So we have Mutt and Junkyard. For anybody that doesn't know a lot about the Joes, you'd look at this and think that Mutt is the dog, but it's actually the other way around. Mutt is the Joe himself. His last name has Mutt in it, so that's where his code name came from. The dog is Junkyard, so again, continuing that pet series, you get this awesome Rottweiler. So you can see it has the vicious face here in one of the pictures. On the next slide here, you can see Lenny kind of put in this like obedience hand, and he just kind of has that derpy, happy dog face that's just excited to be there. So a lot of playability and photo posability with both of these as well.
Just as we've been going through the photos here too, I love the way that Matt captures lighting, right? Like it really just looks as if that is real life, you know? Like the way he really composes those photos is amazing. You mentioned the pet series, so I know that we now have Junkyard, I know we have Timber. What other pets have we had in the line so far?
I don't know if they've been revealed. I know there's more pets coming.
Okay.
I was actually talking with Lenny last week. We were going over like an accessory for another pet. We have Fiona with Crocmaster. That one did come out with her little babies as well. So there's like little albino baby gator. Her, you can pose her tail, open the mouth. That was really cool. That was the first one in the pet series.
You had Spirit, I think, right?
All right, Spirit.
Yep.
And then Tripwire actually just came out, and he comes with his little mouse that I cannot remember the name of, but you can see it in the stand between the legs. So always trying to get those fun extra other little characters in there. Lenny pushes the animal envelope as far.
Lenny's like Ace Ventura back at the office.
Yeah,
he loves
it.
pets,
Like he's
animals.
a huge dino fan, like loved Dino Riders back in the day. So anywhere he can get anything that's an animal in, he just makes it happen. So
I think Lenny did a great job with the articulation too, because it's not just a 6-inch scale dog that is posed to one pose and that's it and limited there. But I mean, going from just those two photos alone, you have him sitting, but also you have him laying down as dogs like to do when they're just hanging out. So to see the possibilities with this is really cool.
Yeah, the extra heads too, because then you can have your happy fun dog versus your ready for action, I want to take on Cobra attack. Same thing with Timber, right? Like he had that vicious wolf head and the damaged eye, and versus, hey, I'm just a happy wolf that was glad I was rescued.
Yeah.
So,
which as well helps army building, right? Because you can have multiple Timbers, all with different expressions.
Yeah, it's fun. All right,
Cool.
So that's going to do it for G.I. Joe. So both of these characters, again, Pre-order 5 p.m. London time, Tuesday on Halloween. So get your pre-orders in right before you go out trick-or-treating. I think that's the trick there, because, you know, everybody loves their Joes, so you got to get them.
Let's hear it for Classified Series.
All right. So let's do a little recap. We launched a HasLab last night. I'll be honest, Ghostbusters is probably the property I know the least of, so I will do my best with this. Emily and the team worked really hard. Shout out to Zach, who worked on the back end of this. Patrick, who is the packaging designer, they worked really hard to like make this cohesive product launch, and the videos, the teaser, they made it specifically themselves, the launch video last night for 10/27. So a lot of hard work went into this. So yes, Ghostbusters HasLab 2, as they're calling it, on display in the stand. We put it out first thing this morning. Alexa demoed it a little bit for some people. It's a lot of fun, has a lot of really great features. So we're calling it the 2 in the box because there are 2 items in this HasLab. So HasLab Ghostbusters 2, you get the ghost trap and the PKE meter, all screen accurate here. You can see there's also some extra versions of the clips on the side of the ghost trap here that you can switch out based on different IPs if you wanted to. The PKE meter works, has an EMF reader, does a lot of other things. The foot switch here comes with a hose so it can connect, and you can control it like you can actually do the whole throwing motion exactly film accurate. You can pose out the PKE meter as you want, so you can have those fins up or you can have them tap down. You can see it's got the LCD screen, a lot of different features. And then in this next picture here, you can also do taser mode. So there's a button, I found this out last night, on the bottom side that lets you go forward so it can turn on that purple light and kind of do the taser mode from Ghostbusters 2. So a lot of really fun features in here.
Yeah, and definitely go and check it out at the booth, because when you see it in person, you see the lights come on, the effects, all the sounds. And as well, if you hold the trap, like it really has some weight to it, and you can really feel that premium quality that that the team brought to it.
Yeah, it's great. It's already over 50% funded for its base tier. As of like when I walked on stage, I think it was at 6,600. So it's always great to see something take off that well. Like we'd have great success with the Neutrino one and the Proton pack. So this is letting you finish building out your cosplay set. I've seen a ton of people today with their Proton packs on, so it's great.
And one thing to call out too is definitely, if you haven't already, come and check out the Hasbro Pulse booth, because we are giving away a Proton pack. You may have a chance to win one, so go and check in with the Hasbro Pulse team at the information desk, and you may be in a chance to win one.
Perfect. All right, so just a little recap. Campaign is open now through December 11th. Be one of the first people. This is literally debuted here. No other humans outside of this convention have had a chance to see this HasLab. So I flew with it in the checked bag with an air tag, making sure it was on the plane with me the whole way here, because it is one of 2 prototypes in the world. And Tony's like, make sure I get this back. So it's been a little nerve-wracking to like make sure I had it.
Delivered safe and sound.
And then Emily sent this wonderful note. We'll just read it quick for you. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there to enjoy MCM London with all of you lovely humans. I hope you all have a wonderful time and enjoy the con. And you can see this picture here. This is everybody that was in the 10/27 reveal last night. They did that filming. I hope everybody really enjoyed watching Jarrett get slimed, because I got to be in the studio when that happened, and it was hilarious. The slime actually filled the pockets of his lab coat.
Really?
And he just like put his hands in there to just stand in like disgust and didn't realize they were full. And it was one of the funniest things. And then in Jarrett's like perfect humor of who he is, he just like kind of pushed over that HasLab lab sign, and it came together really well. So shout out to them and the Pulse team for pulling that all off.
Definitely go and check out the 10/27 recap if you haven't already.
All right, so that does it for the brands that I don't actually work on, but let's talk about Transformers.
Let's hear it for Transformers.
So I've been holding out on Studio Series. For everybody that's been messaging me, I'm sorry. I swear I don't hate you, but just the way things line up, Studio Series always comes out a month later, essentially, than Legacy does. So Legacy lines up with PulseCon really well, and then we always do our Studio Series reveals next. Everybody kind of thought 10/27 might have been it, but we wanted to get Magmatron out there because we got to talk about a big giant dinosaur. So, but yeah, let's talk about Studio Series.
Big year for Studio Series. It was the first time that we had Studio Series on shelf in a movie year. Hopefully you guys have seen Rise of the Beast. If you haven't, definitely go and check it out. It is one of the best Transformers movies.
It's pretty good. It was great summertime. It's been doing really well. Fans are excited. We'll have some Rise of the Beast reveals in a minute, but we'll start with core class.
Yeah.
So here you can see first, this is what we're calling Bumblebee Concept Rumble. So on the packaging, you can notice there's kind of this like fade into like a blue gridish kind of look. So there was concept art for Rumble for Bumblebee movie. He just never appeared coming out of Soundwave's chest. However, this cassette mode will work. It'll go in your Voyager class Soundwave for Bumblebee movie that came out in 2022, I believe. So you got to get Rumble in there. You got to get all the cassettes eventually. So Sam worked on this one. Actually, I have notes. I believe this one was with Kunihiro. Hold on. I think I give all the Takara people. So Yuya-san worked on this one with Sam and got this fun concept art in there. It's a lot of good.
I think what's great about this too is that opening sequence on Cybertron from the Bumblebee movie is just phenomenal, right?
Yeah,
to see all of those classic designs in live action for the first time. I think to get characters that would have made it but didn't quite make it, like fans will be able to really play out those scenes and how they would have loved to have seen it with them included on their shelves. So
yeah, it's really great. There's just a lot of fun toys from that. That Wheeljack is super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Soundwave's my favorite because he's this like weird Cybertronian spaceship. Essentially, you get B-127 before he becomes Bumblebee.
Yep.
So there's that Cybertronian Bumblebee mode. So there's just a lot of good like different versions of characters in that line.
Yeah. I love that version of Ironhide too. Ironhide was my favorite from the Bayformers, so to see him in a completely different look, I loved it.
It's perfect. All right, our other core class character for Wave 1, this one's been asked for a long time. So the Last Night Mohawk, if you've seen that movie, he's one of those 5 Decepticons that gets released from prison as they say they're going to go take down the Autobots and the bad guys that the government thinks they need to hunt. He doesn't live for very long in the movie. It's kind of one of those comical moments, but a character we knew we needed to get out there nonetheless.
Very limited screen time, but what he does with the screen time is pretty epic.
Yeah, so you can see an unlicensed motorcycle mode here, but awesome. Clearly a fan of Mohawks, so I'm excited to get this character in the line. Sam worked on this one with, keeps locking on me, sorry, Koki-san. Koki is one of the newer, younger designers, very eager, makes really awesome projects. Got to work with him at San Diego Comic-Con. They actually came and helped us transform most of the toys that you saw on display there, so it was great to get to know those guys and work on this project. Yeah. So, we said we'd have Rise of the Beast reveals, so let's talk about Rise of the Beast reveals. I think everybody loves this guy. We're going to call him Pablo, or, Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. Everybody's been waiting for this licensed VW Deluxe character to come. Sam worked on this one with Koki-san as well. Probably a lot of future projects used for this. Again, we all love that VW classic bus. But you can see he's got the glasses on there on his head. He comes with a blaster accessory. So you can kind of finally finish out your Autobot team, right?
Yeah, I think that rounds out the core team, right? The whole team?
I think so, right? Yeah.
The one thing to call out here too is I love the head sculpts of the Rise of the Beast characters, from Bumblebee to Mirage to Wheeljack here. It really captures the expressions that they have throughout the movie, so
yeah,
love it.
It was good. It was a long project. Sam worked really hard on this. We're very excited to finally get it out there. And still have some Rise of the Beast newness to bring in the new year. People to kind of like pre-order and give as gifts for Christmas and be like, this is coming, here's your DVD, like go watch the movie, and you finally get your Wheeljack. But we couldn't finish it out without also getting the last Predacon of the movie in here. So Brandon put together this awesome display and ordered a lot of Terracons to put in the case so you can kind of see that battle scene. What we're missing from it was your Scorponok. So you can see here with some purple deco. They also have some other alt decos that are in the movie, so clearly we all like our redecos. Probably see this character again as something else, but you can now build out and get a bunch of Troop Builder Scorponoks here, and a lot of fun and articulation going on this one.
So that rounds out our Autobots, our Predacons. Have we finished with the
I think that's the cast.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Are we missing anyone?
There's one more from the beginning of the movie that I think we're still missing, right?
That'd be Ape-Link, right?
Yeah, Ape-Link, a deep cut, a BotCon exclusive initially, a character that we were able to get in there and kind of like start the movie with that was kind of surprising to people, I think.
Okay, food for thought, more to come.
Everything's possible. That's always what I say. So that rounds out, those are our 2 deluxes that are new in the wave. So they'll be out again 2/1. They'll pre-order on Tuesday. But let's talk about Voyager. We made it all the way to this morning, and then I saw this guy leak, so we got pretty close. I'm pretty impressed. It looks like a toy store might have gotten their shipment a little early. But another Junkion, let's tie it to the orange for MCM again here. This is our third partial off of Wreck-Gar from the 86 movie. So on the planet Junk, there's a lot of characters that have put themselves together. They talk in TV slang, because that's just what they get is broadcasts from all over the galaxy. So another fun, great job here done. Evan continuing to blow out that 86 Studio Series line. But you can see it looks very different from the last two we've gotten in Wreck-Gar and the other ones. So
Yeah, I think it looks great. I love the way the wheels double up as the weapons too. Yeah, really, really creative use of that there.
it's perfect. So our second Voyager in the wave, this is going in. All right, I forgot about this. I have these videos, so let's take a look at this beautiful turn of him. It's quick, I promise. So there you can see him in his bot mode, you see all the sides, and then when we get him into his motorcycle mode, a lot of fun. Again, you get to use that wheel as a shield. It's kind of a common theme throughout the Junkions, so. All right, so our other Voyager in the line, continuing in our Gamer Edition. This is another Decepticon for you, Starscream. You can't have your Decepticons and not have Starscream. It's always great. We just love everything about it. So we're able to get this in here, continue to blow out. Just gotta have him. If you played the game, you know he's integral to the story, so.
And again, definitely come out and check the booth. We have Bumblebee there, Barricade, Optimus, and Megatron. So it's really cool to see another character added to that cast.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun, super fun. It was a nice way to figure out how to continue to expand Studio Series, and we actually kind of took a learning from Star Wars, and we're like, they have a Gamer Edition, it's doing really well. Let's do this for our screen-accurate games and tap into a piece of entertainment that everybody really loved about 10 years ago. PS3, Xbox 360 days. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I love the video game take on the designs. It's so stylized, but it fits. It's so representative of the actual video game too. So.
Yeah, it's really good. Evan and the team pulled the CAD from the game to make sure it was as screen accurate as possible. Clearly, some things sometimes have to get modified for engineering and transformation sequence, but we try to do as much as we can and just really make this look awesome. So. Final character reveal. This is our leader for the year, for the wave rather, and this is movie 6 or Bumblebee Megatron. Again, another concept art, so that packaging has that grid fade on it. You can see here he has his tank mode as Megatron essentially has become. So the story with this was Megatron was supposed to be in that battle scene on Cybertron, and then eventually got cut because there's a lot of back and forth, does this movie fit into the original Bayverse? So at this time, Megatron should have already been on Earth, under the dam. Make up whichever story you want, you pick. I'm gonna go with Megatron was on Cybertron, just not part of the battle, because this Megatron looks awesome.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this video, actually. You can see that Megatron actually has a hidden third mode, so a triple changer here.
Wow.
Which was part of the CAD and part of the movie, so he could have shown up either as his tank or as this jet mode that he has here, kind of very laser beak looking, but really awesome.
I love the metallic gray that the team were capturing here too. I think that's one of the best things about Studio Series is how realistic that is, and how that screen to shelf accuracy that we achieve with it. I don't think it comes out any other way that's better than when you see that metallic gray like that.
Yeah, this looks really good. Sam did an amazing job seeing the whole process all the way through, and then we got the FEP about 4 months ago, and he just walks by and he hands it to me. He's got articulated hands and all the things you want out of a leader. So again, a triple changer and the graded bunch deco. This product's really good.
Yeah,
so
love it.
All right, quick 1027 recap for Transformers. We revealed our commander for the year for Legacy United. This is from the Beast Wars Neo cartoon, so representing our Beast Wars universe as well as some of our Japanese entertainment. He's known as the Emperor of Destruction, Magmatron, so he's really cool. He's 3 dinos that combine to make a big combiner bot. However, the dinos don't each have their own bot modes. They do there's a special hidden third mode. We don't call it out on pack, but the dinos do all combine together in beast mode to make this other crazy beast. If you've watched the series or you have the original toy, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sure, everybody will get those pictures and videos out there the second this guy drops early summer. So, but yeah, you can just see big, imposing beast. It's just insane that this all comes together.
I think in the same way that it's amazing that the color palette that we use for Studio Series, I love how colorful Legacy is. Again, check out the booth. Rebecca, shout out to Rebecca, our Transformers brand manager in the UK. She did a great job of really showing how colorful all of the different lines are and all the different figures are within Legacy. And that packaging too is really, really nice. So
It came out great. It's just the packaging team, Mario, Christina, Amy, they always kill it. All our artists that we work with, Marcelo, Dan Kana, Casey, Guido, they always do their best, and we just get really awesome packaging art on our items too.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and then last but not least, this was our Stranger Things collab reveal. So this is just kind of a little product highlight video so you can see a quick transformation. I actually got to transform him this morning. Very simple, it was a great experience. So for a casual fan who maybe is just gonna buy this because they're a Stranger Things fan, very easy to play with.
Do we have any Stranger Things fans? There they are.
That music's intense. So yeah, and you can see awesome pizza box packaging on this as well. That sleeve comes off. There's an actual Surfer Boy pizza box inside that has like that unboxing experience.
Yeah.
And then you'll have your vehicle, you'll have the bot and vehicle mode in there. There's push away sunglasses so you could be like 11 to deprive your senses. There's a napkin in there that is like the map that they use from season 4. There's grease stains on the top of the pizza box with a bunch of hidden logos. So when you get this in hand, there was a lot of care that went into it. Amy worked on this one on our packaging team, and it's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think
it was a great partner. Really enjoying it.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much, BMAC.
Well, that does it for Transformers. So now I'm gonna turn over to Jing.
Let's hear it for Transformers.
All right. Oop, wrong direction.
Let's hear it for the Star Wars fans.
Is ready for Star Wars. Oh my gosh, there's so many great reveals to share with you today.
The iconic music just gets me every time.
I know. We gotta pump it up, right? Like, measured tempered or not, it's Star Wars. So we're definitely gonna bring the excitement here because there's a lot of reveals to share with you. Just like all the other brands, we're just gonna recap 1027 quickly. We'll go through them quickly, and then we'll get to the stuff for today. All right, so like I said, we're recapping 1027. Our first reveal from yesterday was a refresh of the Rebel leader that we saw. We all loved Rogue One, right? Like, who loved Rogue One? Andor season 1, they were great.
Let's hear it for Rogue One.
We know at some point he transitions from the Andor season when we saw a bit of his background into that Rogue One story that we all have come to know and love. So at some point we don't know when that happens, but you know, Andor season 2 is in the works. We definitely felt like this was a relevant figure to get back out, especially since he's never had that photoreal deco before. So we just wanted to update him for the fans, keep him relevant. He comes with his weapons that we've had in the past, a multi-part weapon that pulls together. So that was a reveal from yesterday. The other item, moving over to Black Series, was Paz Vizsla, the deluxe figure. We haven't had a Paz Vizsla, a regular Paz Vizsla in the line for a long time, and he has not come in that new Black, or it's not new anymore, that Black Series line look. Which we know, like, fans like to collect that mural side art. So we thought it was important to get him out there, especially because Mando season 3 wrapped up, and it's not a spoiler anymore, but he had a moment.
A pretty epic finale, we call it, something like that. No spoilers.
Give the guy some time. He was amazing to watch in Mando season 3. So we wanted to just get him back out there at his core form. So of course he comes with everything that we loved before, all the deco and the large accessory, the large Gatling gun as well, and that mural art as well. That, again, just to get him back into the line look. He's number 36 for Black Series.
I think for a supporting character like Paz, who's so critical to Mando's story, to have him as part of that mural artwork is a really big deal. So I think it's great to have gotten this back out into the line, so that when you get to look at that mural artwork on shelf, you see the full collection as it should be.
Yeah, he was a core part of that universe. Okay, our final reveal from yesterday, Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Updated with his clone armor gauntlets, obviously his iconic purple lightsaber, and his clone, his 187th Clone Battalion. So that was amazing to get out there with the removable helmet and his weapon as well. Mace has never come in this costume before, so he's updated with his clone armor gauntlets from Clone Wars, the Clone Wars animated series.
Yeah, so we've had Mace in his Jedi offering. I think that actually was a reveal at MCM London Comic Con in 2019, now that I think about it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Which is going back
Years.
a while.
Yeah.
And then we had him in his the 2D Clone Wars look on the stylized card back.
Yes, yes.
But to get him here with the clone gauntlets, it's a really great scene from the Clone Wars from I think the battle on Ryloth, where Mace and the 187th clones liberate that planet. So yeah, to get that out here is really cool.
Yeah, 187th Clone Battalion. So as we can tell, he's purple here. It matches. You know, they're doing a little matching action with Mace and his lightsaber. But what's also important to note is I know that he was more brown in the animated series, but he's purple in some comics and publishing, and he has come in the 3 3/4 inches purple as well. So we definitely wanted to pay tribute and throw back to that, and we put them together. You know, Mace and his clone, and that double wedge as we see in that specialty card, the specialty packaging. So it's great to get that. This is a Pulse and Shop Disney exclusive, available next year, and it is part of a larger Shop Disney program, Clones of the Republic. So definitely stay tuned to Shop Disney next year to find out more. Stay tuned to their programs.
Yeah. One thing to call out here too is I think it's great that we have this particular clone trooper body with the removable helmet now to get the actor likeness in there. You know, the more clones with more removable helmets and more options that we have on shelf, it really helps build out the world of the Clone Wars on collector's shelves.
So that was the reveals from yesterday. On to today. We're gonna start with the vintage collection. I know there's lots of fans for the vintage collection, so we'll start there quickly. We're gonna do a quick reveal, and then we'll get into some other bigger beats as well. Our first reveal for today is Finn. He's a shared, he's from in the Share Fan channel as well. Finn has never before come in the vintage collection, so we definitely wanted to get him back out there in that card back, because we know how important it is to our fans to be able to have that like card back. So he's in his Force Awakens costume. We've seen him before in this costume, as well as with his weapon. So it's just it was important to also let's take a quick look at the card back.
I love this card back. Love this card back. I think it's such a great moment for him in the movie. Such a great action beat.
He was ready for action.
Yeah, I think the photoreal likenesses, it's amazing how far and that technology has come. It is so lifelike. It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. He's never had photoreal before, so it was important to update him, get him in that card back, get him in with the photoreal, and he's BC308 for the fans. So that was a great refresh for us to just get him back out there as well with that card back. All right, before I go into our next set of reveals, I did just want to probably confirm at this point, because fans have started putting the pieces together. We are doing an anniversary beat next year, a little...
Any prequels fans? Let's hear it for the prequels.
Woo! Prequel fans! I mean, Eric and Emily and Chris could not be here, but we all know that there are some hardcore prequel fans, even in the design team.
One of them.
Yeah, same. Same. So as we know, next year's the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace, but let's just take the moment to celebrate the whole 3 movies, the whole prequels. I know fans are piecing it together. We have some pipelines for it as well, so we definitely just wanted to confirm it's going to be a good year next year for that. So the next couple reveals are tied to the prequels. So we can't celebrate the prequels without just, you know, building out the clones. We've never before had the Phase 1 clone trooper on that new clone body, so we definitely wanted to get that one out there for the vintage fans. He's VC number 309, another shared fan exclusive. So it's great to get this one out there with his large weapons on the new clone body, especially to celebrate the prequels. He does have a removable helmet, as we see him here, going back to Brandon when you're talking about the helmets. So it's a great likeness, and it's a great item to just celebrate the prequels.
And it's amazing to get this iconic trooper on this new body, because the range of motion that these characters now have, you can get them in all the poses that you would want for a clone trooper to be, whether it's using the rifle or the other blaster. You really get to get a whole new range of expression for the clone troopers. So Army build these guys. They are absolutely worth it.
Yep. Removable helmet with the likeness underneath. So it's just great to celebrate the prequels with this core foundational character. Okay. Here's a quick look at the card back here.
One of my favorite, if not my most favorite, card bag
Shots.
ever in the vintage collection.
Yeah.
I think that moment from Attack of the Clones is iconic at
Yes.
this point. So yeah, great choice for that vintage card back there for 309.
Yeah, that is an iconic card back. Like that shot, that visual,
Yeah.
to your point. So that's an amazing item to get out there. So this is a shared fan channel. There's a little bit difference in the different states. Like so in the UK or Europe in general, it will be shared fan. In the US, it's shared fan plus Amazon. In Canada, it's mainline. And all of the items we're revealing today for Star Wars is being pre-ordered on Monday, the same time as Marvel. So the Disney brands are going out together at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. GMT.
So exactly as Jing says, 5 p.m. UK time, Hasbro Pulse and the fan channel retailers will be carrying this for pre-order.
Yep. So all the vintage collection figures had all the same detail. All right. We got that out of the way. We have a next review for vintage. And celebrating prequels, there was a character we never got out there before, but so core that we saw in the same movie as this one. It is Count
Let's hear it for Count Dooku.
Dooku. Fans, I hope fans are excited for this, and really they should be, because as we know, Count Dooku won a fan-led vote just this year, actually, and as part of the prequels, we definitely thought it is his moment to shine, it is his moment to come out. As you can see, Count Dooku, he's a fully new tool, and he is a looming presence, as he should be, as he was in the movies. He comes with his soft goods cape. It's double-sided, as you can see, two-toned, and he has a rope around his neck as well, just to put the cape together for him. He has his lightsaber with that iconic curve, and he's just a great figure to get out there, especially with that photo reel. You get that likeness out there, which is amazing to see for him.
I think shout out again to Matt Cohen, Shooting the Galaxy, for the work he does posing these figures for the e-com shots here, because especially the one in the middle, as soon as I see that scene where he's dueling Anakin and Obi-Wan at the end of Attack of the Clones. And again, I think it really just speaks to how far the vintage collection has come and how posable they are, that you can get those really lifelike moments where, that does not look like a toy. That looks like we've shrunk the character down and put him into 3/3.
What compliments! Yeah, and that's the whole point of the vintage collection, really, or any of our collections, really, is we want to be able to build out those scenes with those figures and with that fully new tool, as we see here. And yes, shout out to the photographer being able to just move the cape out of the way, that posing is just really, really iconic. What a little bit more, this is not it about Count Dooku, an iconic scene that we saw when we saw him in Attack of the Clones was the power that he used, right? So Force Lightning Hands, he also comes with removable Force Lightning Hands. Again, that was such a key moment that we saw in Attack of the Clones, and we just had to get him out here and get him that accessory to go with it.
Because I think at this point in the saga, I think Dooku is the second character to use Force Lightning within the whole Skywalker saga. So yeah.
And that was such a key moment that we have to get that out there in the car back as well. So this is VC307, also for ShareFam, same details as I shared before. ShareFam plus Amazon in the US, and mainline in Canada. So it's just that card back, it's like, he's zapping me.
It's a pretty electrifying card back.
Okay, all right, I see what you did there. So that was Attack of the Clones, card back as well. And that's it for the vintage collection reveals for today, but we also wanted Black Series to join in on the fun. So we have a couple reveals for Black Series as well.
Any Black Series fans in the house? There we go.
All right, so for Black Series, also going to celebrate the prequels with a couple of reveals for this one. You can say she's a queen in her own right. We have Padme Amidala, brand new tool. She has that PVC skirt that can flex out of the way for her as she poses to help with all our posing needs. And she has two weapons. She actually has her Naboo Royal pistol and her Royal Accession gun as well. And for her portrait, this was an earlier model that we shot, so we actually have a more updated model in the booth when you guys come back after the panel that you can see her. We got them like this even down, like down even better, so it's definitely good to stop by the booth and check those out as well. This is also ShareFan, same details as I shared previously for spring of next year. Here's a couple more shots with that Naboo Royal pistol. It actually at the tip of the pistol can go in and out, so that helps also. And also the Royal pistol is a little bit smaller, right? So we gave her all hands to be able to hold that accurately because we know how important that is.
Yeah. It's great to have those extra options for fans that if you wanted to display it with the pistol or the gun, you have the specific molded hand to be able to carry that and carry it well. I think what's great here about Padme too is the ball joint at the waist. It really allows for more dynamic posing, especially given how I think iconic again that scene now is at the end of Phantom Menace where Padme and her team are taking out the battle droids on Naboo.
Yeah, so having those all hands really just help with the overall
really
posing and playability of the figure as well. All right, with Padme, she's number 3 in the line. We have to get this other figure out there. They just kind of have to go together. We have the young Anakin Skywalker. I hear some excitement over here. You guys like this? We don't have a lot of young children in the line, so it's really great to get this one. I think the last one might have been Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, Omega. So Omega, season 1 and season 2.
So it's really, but it was important to get this one out here. Obviously, it just felt like a gap. We just had to make sure he was out there to celebrate prequels and the Phantom Menace especially. So he's new tool as well. And what's amazing about this character is he gets that large backpack.
Yeah.
So you can actually take the backpack on and off, and you can see that kind of being posed out. Yeah, and to go back to like you were mentioning the photography, you can see it just, Matt Cohen was really able to capture the moment where he was like putting on his backpack and going on his adventures.
Yeah, and as well, like the one on the far right there where he's running from his mom, going off with Qui-Gon. I think what's so great about getting this character into the line is that Anakin has such an incredible story, from kid Anakin to Padawan to Jedi Knight, hero of the Clone Wars, and then into the tragic Darth Vader. This is such a pivotal moment for that character at the beginning of his journey throughout the Skywalker saga. So very, very pleased that we were able to get this out into the line.
Yeah, yeah. And like, as a mom, I'm like, run to your mother.
Yes. He didn't want to go.
But the story continues. He had his fate. Okay, so it's a great character to get out there to celebrate the prequels, Padme and Anakin. So those are the 2 Black Series reveals. So he's number 2 in the Phantom Menace.
The likeness here too, like the expression, it just, you know, that pivotal scene, right?
Yeah.
You're an angel, like you can just see it on his face. It's brilliant.
And he is just so cute.
Yeah, completely agree.
In the car back, it's a little harder to see here, but the packaging on the side, you can see that mural art.
Yeah.
And he's just so adorable.
Yeah.
Such a cute character. Okay,
Amazing.
moving on to newer entertainment. So pivoting away from prequels, we're gonna go into premium role play. We have one last reveal here. So for the premium role play, moving on to newer entertainment, we have The Mandalorian, obviously. We all love Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It started a new generation.
Yeah, and it's amazing how The Mandalorian has led that new era of storytelling on Disney Plus, from The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 to the Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and of course Ahsoka now as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. So for premium roleplay, we have one reveal today. It's a helmet this time from The Mandalorian, one that I would say started with The Mandalorian. Carson Teva, premium electronic helmet. So this is our X-Wing helmet, but redecoed for Carson Teva, which, as we know, I feel like he's been everywhere.
Everywhere. I think he's the only character other than The Mandalorian and Grogu to feature in all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, plus the Book of Boba Fett, and now Ahsoka as well.
Yeah, so he one-upped them. Can you? Oh, came back. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
There we go. We're back. We're back in action. So this is that X-Wing redeco. As we know, for the X-Wing helmets, it has synchronized lights and sound. So we definitely built that in for Carson Teva as well. So there's 2 scenes in here, as well as the iconic, just general blaster effects, sound and effects. The first one is when he had the chase scene with the Mando. I think Mando season 2,
Yeah.
with the Razor Crest. So this one is flipped. We have Trapper Wolf and Mando in his ear, so that's amazing with the synchronized lights and sounds. And the second scene, as well as we have from the second scene was with the the N1.
Yes,
the
and
N1,
Book of Boba
Fett. Book of Boba Fett N1. So those are 2 key scenes that we saw him in, and of course here's a look at the packaging for Mando themed. And again, he's been in so many, it was like hard to choose. We chose the Mando just because that was the first one that we saw him in, The Mandalorian. But we could have gone any which way.
Yeah, I love the blue here too. I think it's just such a nice shade of blue that really captures that feel of Carson Teva.
Yeah. All right, so those are reveals for today. We do have a couple of pipelines. So pipelines, as you guys all know, it is a further look down the line. So we're gonna go through the pipelines fairly quickly, but there's more info to come for the future. The first, we're gonna go through vintage. We talked about Ahsoka. Ahsoka was amazing. It was such a great show for us. And they gave us some amazing moments, but one of the most amazing moments, I thought, it gave me chills, is a troop builder pack.
Yeah.
Captain Enoch and the Night Troopers. So that will be coming for Hasbro Pulse and Shop Disney. Continuing with Ahsoka, we saw the hero that they all went to save, Ezra Bridger, as we saw.
So we've seen this in the Black Series, and it is an absolutely phenomenal design. So it's great to be bringing this to the Vintage Collection too.
Yeah, in that outfit that we saw him from the hologram.
Yeah.
Related entertainment, so this one is obviously related to Ahsoka's Rebels. Coming out from Rebels Entertainment, we have Ezra, we have his mentor, Kanan. Kanan will be in his season 1 outfit, so he will be different, quite different. And continuing it, we have Kanan, of course, we gotta round it out some more. We have Zeb, also from season 1, so he will be different, quite different as well. More details to come in the future.
Yeah. It's great to see more of the Ghost crew in Vintage Collection.
Yeah, we're just continuing to build out that world for us. Okay, moving on to Black Series. We started with the Vintage Troop Builder. We also have a Black Series Troop Builder now. So that was really important for us to continue that. I think there's some fans have been requesting this. We're doing it a little bit differently for this pack for Black Series. It's actually different factions. So we have the Phase 2 Stormtrooper and the Battle Droid, and that would be a great Hasbro Pulse and Shop Disney pack as well.
Again, both iconic characters to the prequels, especially the Clone Wars animation too. So to see more Phase 2 clones in the line is great. And they need someone to battle against, so who better than the V1 Battle Droid?
It's a great way to troop build both sides.
Yeah.
Continuing with the prequels for Black Series, we have one more pipeline for the prequels. Darth.
Yeah, there we go. I knew there would be some fans that would love seeing Darth Sidious here today.
Yeah. And moving on for Black Series, one more pipeline. It's different entertainment. We're gonna go back. We have a publishing pack. Joris, Luke with 2 U's, and Mara Jade. This is going to be an exciting pack for fans, especially of the publishing from Heir of the Empire trilogy, the 3 books. So that would be climactic last scene if you guys see that screenshot over there. All right.
Amazing. Well, let's give it up for Jing and Black Series and Vintage Collection. May the force be with you. I think we have a few minutes here that we could take some questions. So please feel free. I think the mic is just down the way here toward the back. If you have any questions for the team, then please feel free to dive right in.
In the meantime, I just want to thank the UK team, the Pulse team, and Brandon for really bringing this awesome group of heroes and a heroic collection of marketers on stage with you. We appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank you, Ryan, for your mentorship and your support here today, and to you, Jing, and to BMAC. It's my first rodeo here on a panel, and I couldn't have asked for...
Give it up for Brandon. How do you do, everybody? First panel.
Thank you so much. And it's great to have an amazing crowd like you guys. As I mentioned at the beginning, there is no better moment than being in a room like this and celebrating exciting new reveals, so honored to be here with you guys. Okay, I can see some fans lining up, so let's go for it.
This is for Ben. First, oh no.
There you go.
So as you mentioned with a studio series, sorry, it's just echo. You said that you didn't have any more Autobot characters. Have you ever considered a studio series Titan class Stratosphere?
That's true, we forgot about Stratosphere, huh? It's one of those interesting ideas that gets floated around a lot. We haven't done a Titan in studio series, so potentially that could be something to look at. Stratosphere didn't have a ton of screen time, and I'm not sure people are ready for a 36-inch plain Titan on their shelf, so definitely something we could look at, but nothing that I can confirm right now. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Hello, my question's for the Transformers brand. Will the 40th anniversary retro line go beyond G1, referencing past figures from other universes, like Animated and Prime, for example?
The retro line will be specifically G1 mold reissues, just done in animation accurate deco. So the first 2 that were revealed were Blaster and Soundwave. So you can see we updated the deco on those molds. Legacy United, however, will be where we're going to celebrate all 40 years of entertainment, with the exception of live action. So we're going to tap into all of those universes as we have been with Legacy so far, but we're making sure to represent each animation or trilogy, however it works best, within all of United by the end of the year. So we have G1, G2, Armada, Beast Wars, Japanese G1, We have it all, so we made sure to touch on every fandom, Beast Machines, like there'll be stuff throughout the line. For whatever your entry point into Transformers was, we wanted to make sure that there was a toy to represent the 40-year history of the brand for you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for your question.
Hello. Hello. I have a couple for Ben, again, for Transformers. You're very
Sorry.
So are you, VMAC?
It's all me.
So, first one is, with the new quasi concept line in Studio Series, what are the likelihood of getting Bay Era concepts like Revenge of the Fallen, Breakaway, for example?
Yeah, the concept series was born out of existing CAD that was made for the movie. So if that exists, I'm sure it's something that Evan and team are looking at. Evan has this running document. It's massive, it's insane, and he's like, these are all of the characters we still have not done. So if it's a character that we have something existing for, I would say it's on the list at some point to eventually appear.
Okay. And my other question was, so with Studio Series and you're doing Gamer Edition, I always thought, well, that games sort of all have a great breadth of art styles, partly due to limitations. When I go back to some of Pretender Convoy, where it's just in pixels, I was thinking, what is the point of acceptability, like for a Studio Series, doing where you would rendition something on the extreme end that's very stylized, like animated or Return Convoy, or would you be more mainline, that maybe if you took something from the Armada PlayStation 2 game and just made it maybe slightly more like polygonal to reflect those PlayStation 2 graphics, for example?
Yeah, so I would guess that it would be a little more updated than it looked in like a classic graphic, but I was joking when we expanded Gamer Edition, like there's an N64 Beast Wars game, or the original PlayStation Beast Wars game as well, and I was like, let's make characters from this and just make them kind of look like that. I would love to do like an 8 or 16-bit line of characters within Gamer Edition. I'm not sure if it would fit in Studio Series, but we are looking at the full breadth of games and Transformers history, figure out what makes sense. Clearly, Devastation on the top of the list is something we're going to look at. Continue with War for Cybertron. We have Fall of Cybertron we can eventually get into. So there's a lot of ways to go within Studio Series for the Gamer Edition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
Hello, my question is for the Star Wars team.
There we go.
Hi.
Hello. Considering how Anakin was extremely prominent in the Ahsoka series, I know you can't confirm anything, but considering everything, how, what's the possibility of, more of Hayden coming out in the Black series?
You know what? I love Anakin. He's like my favorite character in all of Star Wars. Obviously, as you know, we can't talk about anything that hasn't been revealed, but I love requests, especially requests for Anakin, because he's one of my favorites. So just keep telling us, stop by the booth, let us know what you think. He obviously has such an amazing moment in Ahsoka. I would say, like, I loved the Ahsoka show. So I think that was, it's something that we can always keep in our minds about the future.
Brilliant, thank you so much.
To your point too, just a quick question. There are 3 different versions of Anakin in that show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you like to see most?
Well, I'm glad you asked me this because, I would specifically say at the top it has to be Revenge of the Sith, considering the first figure was released all the way back in 2014. And, the Clone Wars figure we have already from that Target exclusive wave is fantastic, but considering we have that proper face portrait now of Hayden, I'm wondering if there'll be a possible, re-release with that live-action head sculpt. So I would say those 2, and why not throw in the Force Ghosts as well?
Sounds good. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you very much.
Noted.
All right.
Hello.
So kind of building off of the Star Wars Black series that he mentioned, I was really curious, like, considering how the Ahsoka show went with, like, we finally got to see, like, a Phase 1, like, live-action Captain Rex. Can we, like, hopefully, I would love to see, like, a Phase 1 Captain Rex for the Black series, or, like, at least bringing back, like, a Captain Rex figure, because, like, he's impossible to find right now.
Yeah, noted. I mean,
Fan favorite clone right there.
yeah, Captain Rex. I mean, give it up for the PulseCon reveal for the Captain Rex helmet. That thing was a beauty too. So yeah, we'll definitely keep that in mind. To your point, it was great to see that as well. We love that Ahsoka brought those back out, like brought Rebels, brought Clone Wars, brought Anakin, the clones, Captain Rex. To your point. Well, as well as introducing us to all the new Night Troopers and Dathomir sisters. So I think it's no spoilers. It's been out, guys. You gotta watch it if you haven't. It's amazing. So noted. I'm glad that we're getting requests like that.
I did have a question about Transformers Studio Series.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, like, for the Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, why was the front of the jetpack hollow?
That's a great question that I don't have an answer for. So that would be something, if you want, you can totally hit up Evan on Instagram and try to ask him that, and he might be able to give you a little more insight into the design on that. Pretty sure that figure was made long before I worked for Hasbro, so I'm not really sure all of the details on that one, unfortunately.
I'm just conscious of time, so let's try and keep it a little bit succinct. We got the last few here to get through, but we really appreciate your questions, so let's go for it. I think let's maybe do 2 more in the interest of time. So let's go.
Okay, I've just got a short Transformers question. Since we're getting Warp Side drop Starscream, is there a possibility of a Skywarp and a Thundercracker to go with him?
Well, we know we love our Redecos, so I would say it's pretty likely that you'll see the rest of the Seekers at some point within the line. I know Evan and Takara and the team are always really good at either putting in those extra heads or having the partial plan in place to change the figures how they need. So I can't confirm anything, but I would say it's pretty likely you'd see both of them at some point.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Brandon. Hi,
Mark.
Hi, I don't have a
How you
question.
doing?
Hi, yeah, I'm good, yeah. Don't have a question, just wanted to get up and say thanks to the team, thanks for all your hard work at Pulse, we really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for this panel as well.
And shout out to Mark. Go and follow him, Tac Toys with
you.
Film, on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you, Mark. I think we've got one final question here.
Hi, mine's about the Black Series line. So obviously we all know, spoilers ahead, kinda. For the Ahsoka show, I've seen how many times they've used the new Ahsoka mold from The Mandalorian. Has there been any potential thought about a re-release of an Ahsoka the White in her new outfit?
That was the moment when
That
we
was a
saw
great
her.
moment.
Yeah, that was quite a moment. Obviously, nothing is off the table. We can't talk about anything that hasn't been revealed. But again, like I want to hear more about fans and what they request from the Ahsoka live action series, because it's one of my favorites. It was amazing. It just wrapped. But yeah, thank you for requesting that, and we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I think that just about wraps us up. The team will be at the booth. That's S1200. But give it up one more time for Ryan, Ben, and Jing. Okay. Thank you, everybody.